There has to be a better way. Hi, welcome to Can a Spader Christmas. This week it's a little different, and it really kind of surprises me, some of the things that I get excited about. But when I was researching the problems with the generator here and taking, some of the steps to go through to check and resolve it and things like that, I kept seeing you need to just go ahead and convert it over to propane. And I thought, well, okay, I need to check into that a little bit more. I did get this running on gasoline. I ran it for an hour. It ran out of gasoline, so it stopped. But I don't know if that was just some fluke, because when I went into the carburetor, there was nothing wrong in there. The fuel filter looked pristine. So one thing I can think of is maybe it's a fuel pump issue of some kind, but I'm not really going to worry about that now. So I started looking into the propane conversion, or trifuel, because it'll also do natural gas. And I found, okay, I found a couple of videos of people doing this very dangerously. So one person just teed off his the line going into his oven or his stove, and ran a hose through the window outside, punched a hole in the intake in his generator, and just fed the hose in there, turned on the gas, went back outside and started the generator running. Okay, it worked. Probably not the safest way to do this, so I don't recommend that. Second person I saw got a propane bottle. Did have the little regulator that you have on it for like a gas grill or something like that. Again, hose, air intake, and that was it. So that's a little safer. At least you're right there, while the generator's running, but still, I don't recommend that solution. So what I did purchase was one from Hutch Mountain. And so I'll show you all this. It comes with the regulator. It comes with what they call a demand regulator, which is this huge disc looking thing. And then all the parts to go in here, so that you not only can run the generator on gasoline, but you can also run it on propane or natural gas if you want to do that too. So, and then it's got, one of the things is that you attach this little, there's a hose that goes in here, and again, I'll show you. This is a quick disconnect here. You hook this thing up to the propane tank, and then it's got like a, I don't know, maybe 3-foot hose that then plugs into this thing, and you're good to go. So if you're not familiar with how propane tanks work, they have a lot of pressure in them. They're liquid propane inside of them because it's under such high pressure. It's about, I don't know, 150, 200 psi. I'm not really sure. I don't know. But it's high pressure. So you're not going to feed that into your grill. It's really not usable at that high of a pressure. So there's a little regulator that you screw onto it, and it drops it down to half a pound, or 1/2 psi. And so that's what you normally run your grill on. Anything that uses propane, heaters, things like that, they have some kind of regulator on them to bring it down to a really low level. So that's what this has on it. And then it has this big disc, like you see here, I believe is like a switch. So it allows flow through itself. It also, you can adjust the idle, the amount of gas coming through it. So you can adjust the idle mixture, and then if for some, like the generator stops, this valve will close, so you're not just continuously pumping gas into the generator and then it's escaping and getting into the air if the generator's not running. So that's the safety feature of that. It was a very simple kit to install. I mean, even I was able to do it. And it took me probably just, an evening to do it because I was filming everything. And so, it really doesn't take very long to install this if you're good with tools and things like that. So, what's the advantage of using propane over gasoline? Well, number one is storage. So, you can, gasoline will either evaporate and leave like a varnish or, the gunk that's not evaporatable. And that's what gets in all your parts here that clogs everything up. Propane doesn't have that problem because it's always in a tank, and so it doesn't go bad. I also read that it burns cleaner, so it increases the longevity of the generator. I don't know that to be true. That's just what I read. I also saw on one website that you could burn the valves out faster by using propane. And then another response was, well, if it's already built to take unleaded gasoline, then that's probably not true. So I don't know if there are advantages or disadvantages. In fact, if you have done this and you had problems or you just love it, most of the people that I saw that had done this had just said it was the greatest thing. Post a comment below and let me hear your thoughts on this. I mean, the only downside that I can see is you have a separate propane tank and you have to keep track of the hose. I'm probably actually going to just hook the hose to the handle of the generator when it's not being used with like either a zip tie or I'd like to get one of those cable ties that you can undo, reattach and untach, reattach and open up and then reattach it again. It's like a zip tie, but it's reusable, I guess. Here's everything that came in the kit from Hutch Mountain. It came with the propane tank attachment and hose, and then it came with this little connector that sits on top, that comes through the generator. You do have to void your warranty on the generator, so, don't do this to a brand new generator. But it came with the little quick disconnect attachment and this 90-degree elbow, the little hose, and then a little attachment that you put in between the air cleaner and the carburetor so that it feeds the gas into the carburetor. Now, they also included in this little keychain tube here a jet that you can replace if you're going to use natural gas. NG. So that's natural gas, and then I guess the one that's in there is propane. And it has this O-ring sealed cute little attachment there. So, if you're switching out different kinds of gases, then you'll have to switch that out, but I just plan on running propane on it from now on. So I don't have to worry about the gasoline, don't have to worry about the fuel system issues that I was having before. Oh, and I also they sell on the website what they're calling an iridium spark plug. It's basically the electrode comes to a point. It's supposed to be a hotter spark, so it ignites the propane better. I haven't changed it out yet. I still want to do some testing on this. I did run it on propane for 10 minutes to get the operating temperature up just to see if it was going to be any different. I couldn't really tell a difference between gasoline and propane as far as how much heat was being generated by the engine. Again, I'll run longer tests to see how that works, but and I'm kind of excited about it. And one last thing before I show you the build. If you have a tank like this, normal barbecue style tank that you can get anywhere, that's a 20-pound propane tank. It's roughly 5 gallons, so that should last quite a long time. I just know it's going to be a little bit easier for me to deal with because this thing doesn't get a whole lot of use. I feel like I can just leave this sitting here. I may run it every couple of months or so just to, be ready for the zombie apocalypse, but should be good to go. All right, so here's the build, or here's what I went through to put all this together. All right, that's about it for this week. I know I was planning on doing a Powerwall video on the cart this week, but I had to order some stuff, so could not get a video out on that. Hopefully this weekend, fingers crossed, we can power it up. And then, so you'll see that video next week sometime. Or at least that's the plan. If you have any questions on this conversion, I'll answer what I can. I'm no expert by any means. And as a matter of fact, in all the reading that I did, the folks at Hutch Mountain are actually great at answering questions about this particular installation and making sure, you know, they get you what you need for your particular generator. So definitely check them out. It's not a sponsored video. They didn't send me this kit to do a video on or anything like that. So I was just doing my research, liked the kit, and went ahead and purchased it myself. So it is a pretty easy install, and I'm pretty happy with it. If you have any questions, leave them below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Now, I shot an email. So I got 6 of these, and so I got 5 of these when I started relaxing a little bit, and then BAM!